Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us this afternoon for this Outdoor Art Club presentation. I'm Kathleen Taylor, and I'm working with Diane Wagner to bring you today's program on the Zoom platform. Every year, the Outdoor Art Club runs a public speakers series so that people like you can learn about various topics such as American masterpieces, artistic legacy of California basketry, and the biology of belonging. These two recorded excellent webinars can be viewed on the Outdoor Art Club website under public events/past events. Before I turn this program over to today's program chair, please note that Zoom has two different functions, one for chat and another for Q&A. Please use the Q&A function only to send questions to Crystal anytime during her presentation. She's looking forward to answering them at the end of the program. Now I am pleased to introduce our program chair for today, McLean Bennett. Hi, McLean.
Hi. Thank you, Kathleen and Diane, and the entire Cultural Arts Public Program at the Outdoor Art Club, whom continue to put together wonderful events to enrich our community. We are so lucky today, and I'm personally thrilled, to have with us female director, Crystal Moselle. Crystal is an internationally acclaimed director who considers herself as a hybrid filmmaker. Many of you know her work that premiered at the Sundance Film Festival, where it won the documentary grand jury prize. The film is The Wolfpack. After winning this award, her career took off. She continues to shine brighter with each project in her field. Crystal now serves as a director, writer, executive producer of many of her films. One of which I love as well is called Betty, an HBO series based upon her film, Skate Kitchen. To shine light on more of her work, I'm going to list a few of her other films that she has made, such as That One Day, Untold, Caitlyn Jenner, Sophia. A few of you might have gone to Sophia, which had showed at the Mill Valley Film Festival, which she attended, and it's beyond fascinating regarding AI and what our future is going to look like. So check it out sometime. But also today, she will share her experience and her unique process of directing, writing, and finding her inspiration. And I'm hoping she'll tell us a little bit about her current projects. All of us need to keep our eyes open for her latest film that should be coming out called The Black Sea. And we are hoping that it will be showing in the Bay Area. On behalf of the Outdoor Art Club, I am honored to welcome to our Zoom stage, Crystal. Crystal, thank you for taking time out of filming to join us today.
Hi, I'm McLean. How's it going? McLean and I have known each other for many years, so it's a total honor to be here. The Outdoor Art Club is, something that I grew up walking by, going into my whole life. So it's very special to be able to come here and be with you all right now. So, since I'm a Gen Xer, I didn't prepare a digital presentation, but I did prepare something that's a bit more DIY. So first of all, I hope that that's not mirrored. If so, I'm sorry. I went to Tam High. So I grew up in Mill Valley. I went to Tam High, which I think had a really great energy and program to inspire people and their students to be creative. I was a part of the drama program. I think at that part it was called CTE. It was called ETC at one point, but I don't remember. I think it's called CTE then. And I was an actor. I was a terrible actor, but they also had a program for directing. So that was like something that I got into early. It was directing plays and being a part of a uh a group of people that were into theater. And then there was also several like video programs that we kind of bring in as well. And that I think that that was my first glimpse into filmmaking, which then led me to Otis College, which was this really cool art program in Southern California, where I just, I sent in like some videos and I got into this program and I got to learn about video art. And for me, like I was more of like a visual artist, like I did a lot of photography and I did painting and all that kind of stuff. But when I went to Otis, it really opened my eyes up to this kind of different way of looking at art. And I believe that it was there that I learned about Pippola Rist. And she was a filmmaker and video artist that really played with the form. And it was very out of the box, the way that she would do her installations. She would film something and then there was like a layer of something else. And it I think it inspired me to really think outside the box. And I remember like the first assignment that we had at Otis College. And let me tell you, I was 15 years old. My mom, my mom let me drive my car as I was turning 16 down to Los Angeles with my friend to be a part of this program. And I guess they wanted us to like write a script. So through my imagination, I wrote this script, and I don't even remember what it was, but I shot it and it was terrible. And I think that this was like really the first time that I learned about finding my voice. I think that as a filmmaker and as a creative person, finding your voice is probably the hardest thing, and being able to really recognize what that means. So for me, finding my voice was the first time that I really realized maybe like what my creative point of view was down at Otis, because I had written the script and I shot it and it was terrible and I knew it was terrible. But then I just had this video camera that they gave me, and I would, film everything. I just like walk around, film friends, film, these new people that I met living at this hotel in Southern California, age 16, something that I don't think they would ever let anybody do these days. But they did. And so I would shoot different things. And I shot my roommate like drawing, and she was talking about something. I think she was talking about like eating at El Pollo Loco or something. So I captured this great little moment of these two raver kids walking through the hallway and in these like extravagant outfits. And then in the class, we were like learning. I mean, we were literally had like a VHS tape, and I had this VHS tape, and they're teaching us how to like slow things down, and everything was like done not digitally, analog, as I'm doing here, analog. And I slowed down this video of these two ravers walking down the hallway, and I put it to a Portishead track, and it was beautiful, and it was really cool. And I remember the teacher just being like, wow, this is the most amazing piece. I'm gonna refer you to USC, like you really have a vision. in my head, I was thinking, I was like, I don't even know. I think that this just happened, but I think that that was the first time that I realized like kind of my instinct for making things. And there's something about taking something from reality and mixing it with something that is that I put my point of view on. And I'm telling the story because I think that that really dictated everything that I've done. And you know, fast forward to New York. I moved to New York. I went to film school and I made, you know, several projects that I think I forgot about my voice. I think I forgot about what I was into. I knew that like I think at a certain point I said, okay, I think I want to be a documentary filmmaker, but I think that I had a little bit more to offer because I have a point of view. I want to actually collaborate. But as a documentary filmmaker, a lot of the times you're sitting back and you're on the wall and you're just, you know, I'm capturing this and then I'm going to make it into this thing. But I wasn't I wasn't being open. I wasn't being open to my instincts. And that 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 was hard because I think that that's something that you learn a lot later on in life because um sometimes you're thinking about, oh, what should I do? What is the you know, what is the thing that I'm supposed to be doing? And and that is what I learned later in life. But okay, anyways, I'm going to show you guys a couple, like one of the first videos that I made after college, which was for Levi's. And to kind of show just like some of my early work so you can see how it's progresses and all that stuff. I wish I had the first video that that I did in Otis College, but I don't. So sorry. Hold on one second. All right. Okay, so this is like a lookbook that I did for, this is like one of my first jobs bigger jobs that I did. I did a lookbook for Levi's, like the lookbook video where I collaborated with the photographer and let's check it out. Okay.
We met on a greasy spoon. You had no one to hold on to. You had no one to hold on to. A fire hydrant had sprung loose, and I was there to hold on to. Hold on to. The only mirror in the room met my eyes and I was going to stay. This is a desert, my darling. I cross another dune, cross another dune. And for what it means to hold on to, I've gone in you, gone in
Oops. Okay. So that was probably one of my first jobs that I've ever done. I think I was like 23 or 24 years old. There was this new sort of thing happening where filmmakers were videotaping behind the scenes of photo shoots, I think I was maybe one of the first people to do that. And then creating a sort of video collaborative piece with the footage. And so for me, it was like very freeing to be able to like shoot, I would shoot, these photo shoots, and there's all these, like we have these new cameras that make everything look cool. And I mean, that looked terrible, but it's only because it's just like, who knows where the original file is. It's been lost for years, but it but you get an idea. There's like an emotion. And for me, like, like music, my father is a musician, and I think that I have a sensibility just genetically through him that feels like images and emotion and movement all together. And so I found that tune and I put those images to it. And for me, when I'm watching even right now, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling something. That's important. Emotion is something that is so important to filmmaking, and to be able to identify it. And that's what story is. We're taking people on this journey. So that was one of my first little project things. I think it was the first video that ever went on levis.com many years ago. So so hold on, let me just get back to these videos. So I then started kind of like this sort of like commercial career that, brought me into, the idea of, not having to struggle as an artist. And for me, that was important because I didn't want to struggle. I wanted to actually be able to be in a good place to make beautiful things. So I started making these commercials, and I'll show you one of my early commercials I did with Kate Spade. Hold on a second. Let's find, yes, here we go. Right. All right, it's not loading for some reason. Hold on. Come on. And this one is a whole other vibe, but you might be able to see kind of some of the similarities. Okay. So as you can see, like, for me, there always has to be like a sense of realism and connection with the characters. And I think that I think they really liked that I had these like fast cuts and like a lot of like energy, and they felt like that I could translate that into their idea. So a lot of like when you're doing commercials, there's an idea that you're then translating. Sometimes you get to come up with your own thing, sometimes you don't. But that was uh one of the first like kind of things that brought me into the commercial world, which then helped me be able to make my own work. And so the question is like, how am I going to, incorporating my vision, which is, my voice into bigger work. And there were so many times that I started a project or I had a big idea, or I was like starting to write a script for 2 days and then giving up. And I think procrastination is something that, we probably all deal with, we all experience. And I really needed something to motivate me to finish something. And one day when I was walking on the street in New York, And at that point, all of my work had been very like fashion, very like kind of like it went into a whole new direction of like beauty. Like I was in like Paris shooting like beauty commercials with models and all this stuff. And, you know, my heart didn't feel fulfilled. I didn't feel like I was completely, you know, I mean, me as a person, like I'm interested in like the realism and the grit and the actual texture of life. So, I was walking on the street one day and I saw these 6 boys run past me, and they're, you know, young, they had long hair, they're all wearing black. And I instantly just like some like instinctual thing just like completely went off inside me. And I like went after them down the street, and I stopped them and I said, you know, this is in New York on First Avenue. And I said, hey, where are you guys from? And they said, oh, we're from Delancey Street, which was very close to where we were at. And I never see them before because I hung out around there and I felt like I knew everybody. And I, you know, just started talking to them. And one of the young men, Govinda, he said, what is it that you do for a living? And I said, I'm a filmmaker. And he said, oh, we're interested in getting into the business of filmmaking, which I loved because, you know, that was very serious and professional of him to say that. And we started a friendship, and I started, you know, showing them cameras and doing little films together. And after, you know, a couple years, I think I was like, I think that this might be a documentary. And they were like, what do you mean? Documentary? Like, what's so interesting about us? And I was like, I think there's something interesting about you guys, but let's see. So as I'm making commercials, you know, doing these like projects that, you know, aren't fulfilling my soul, I'm filming these kids and their life. And I was able to pay for it myself. I am one to put all my money into my art because there isn't anything else besides that I care about. And we made a film, and the film got into Sundance, and then it was bought by Magnolia, and then it traveled the world, and we won the grand jury prize. And I'm going to show you the trailer for that. Hold on one second. Let me just get this. Okay. On. The Wolfpack. Oh wait, you know what? I'm actually gonna make sure that it has the right. Hold on. Oh, okay, it is. Perfect. Just making sure it's optimized for y'all.
I always, like, metaphorically described our childhood as, like, him being the landowner and us the people who work on the land.
My parents didn't encourage us to communicate with society, so we were kind of shut off. Always lived in this apartment.
In the summer, there was more chance of us getting out. Sometimes we go out once a year.
This is like 3D, man.
It's very fresh out here.
And at one particular year, we never got out at all.
So movies opened up another world. If I didn't have movies, life would be pretty boring.
This outfit is made out of cereal boxes and yoga mats.
We didn't make any friends. We were homeschooled.
I did everything I could to escape my world. We kind of thought, why don't we do those films? It makes me feel like I'm living, sort of, because it's kind of magical.
I remember being very scared of going out into the world.
He thinks there's somebody following us. I guarantee there's somebody following.
My father, his system was just like a ticking bomb. What did he expect when all of us become of age? We're still gonna do things his way?
I don't think our father knew we had it in us. I guess he always saw us as the little boys who couldn't. And then we transformed into the boys who can.
You're so close to the perfect Miami stay.
Okay. So that's the Wolfpack. Which was a really intense project to work on for many years. But, you know, those kids became my friends. And I was very, you know, I think fortunate to be able to tell their story and be a part of that. And after that project, it's really hard when you make something that, you know, this one friend of mine said, no, you're never going to make a film that is recognized as much as Wolfpack and that is as good. And I was like, okay, well, that's fine, but I'm going to try. I'm completely inspired every day by all sorts of things. But my next project was actually quite funny because I met some girls. I met these skater girls on a train, and they're just like really funny and charismatic, and I realized that there is that instinct thing that kind of goes off, and I got that again when I met the girls on the train. So I knew that there was something there, and I recognized it because we're you know, now in the world of realism, which is actually my thing. You know, I think that I was now like going into like a direction that I knew was me, because the Wolfpack was so gritty, and you know, all of a sudden people like were asking me to do like projects that were totally different. And you know, there's a commercial, actually an H&M commercial, maybe if we have enough time I'll show you guys, but you'll see kind of like the difference in like where my career started going. But with the Wolfpack, I, you know, was very fortunate to work with Anat Sidi, who's an editor, and she really helped me understand story and emotion. And you know, when you're going through hundreds and hundreds of hours of footage, you are trying to find the heart of the story you're trying to tell. And I really liked making that documentary. I think there was like collaborative parts of it, but the thing that I think that for me, I wanted to actually collaborate with my subjects more, and I didn't want to just like step back and watch. So when I met the girls from Skate Kitchen, it became more collaborative, because I said, hey, let's write a script that's inspired by our lives, so that I'm not just sitting back recording you guys all the time, and we can make it what we want it to be. And so that's what we did for Skate Kitchen. And Skate Kitchen started as a short film thanks to Mew Mew. They have a program called Women's Tales, and I was able to make a short film that was inspired, you know, by these girls' experiences. But it was called That One Day. And it was about like kind of like that one day in your life when everything changes, when you're young and you're a kid, and all of a sudden you're having these different types of feelings, you're doing things that you wouldn't normally do. And that went to the Venice Film Festival, and then it like had like a full page in the New York Times, and then all of a sudden it was very easy for us to make that into a feature film. So I'm going to show you the trailer for Skate Kitchen. Hold on one second. And what came out of that. Okay. Let's see.
For a while, I was feeling really lonely. That loneliness that you have, even in a crowded room. But I don't feel it anymore. Do you like dick or pussy? I like boys. Yo, boys are just uneducated.
Hey, can you do an ollie?
No, bro, I'm a poser.
You use tampons?
You don't?
Can't they kill you?
No. Hey, Mom. Yeah, I'm at the library.
Hey! Slow down!
¿Dónde carajo has estado? No more skating, promise me.
You know you can stay at my house if you need.
Yeah, I just seen you at the park the other day. You were killing it.
Skate or die, bitch.
You like
No, I don't.
Camille, are you fucking kidding me?
What's on with the kiddie pool?
Why are you skating with them? Get the fuck up!
Crystal, you're muted.
Your mom took your board? Yeah.
Why should they get
Yo, come on. I'm gonna turn this off.
Really?
Yeah. Yo, why do you guys have a board?
What happened?
Why do you guys have a board?
No, it's all.
Okay, there we go. Here I am back. Okay, so I haven't watched that in so long. I feel very nostalgic watching that. And also something to like remember. So my whole thing is like I kind of just embed myself into people's lives and their worlds. Which I hung out with those girls for many years. Like every single one of them lived at my house, and they'd say funny stuff, and I'd like write a little note in my phone about it and have ideas for scenes. Like it was really kind of like observational, and then like we kind of put those scenes together and created a story from it. So like all those little conversations and stuff, like those all happened between them, and it was really fun. Like Skate Kitchen was really fun to make. Felt very freeing and kind of like the type of project where, I was bringing together everything that I had done, that I had, like been inspired by realism, and also like this idea of putting my own touch on it. So I made Skate Kitchen, and and then there's another film that I really have been trying to make that was it's about my dad. My dad time working in a psych ward in the 70s. My dad's name is Charles Moselle, by the way. He is a Bay Area guy. He's a Marin County guy. He's a Fairfax guy. You've probably seen him at the coffee place there. And my mom is a Marin lady. She has a store called Leah. Anyways, I'm just giving them some props right now because they're great parents that really, really helped me get to be who I am, and were so open. They're so open to who I was and helped me out a lot along the way. So my dad and I were going to make this movie, and I was working on it, we're still working on it, but in the midst, I after Wolfpack, I got signed to an agency called UTA, and I have a really cool team there that just has my back. And Larry Sauls, my agent, my TV agent, he brought the head of HBO comedy to see Skate Kitchen, and she was inspired by it and wanted to make a series. And so that really became my next thing. So I learned how to make television. You have a writer's room, you come up with ideas for each episode and a season and all the stuff. It was a whole new world of me learning story. I don't know if this is this backwards for you guys? Sorry if it is.
It's not. It's perfect. It's not backwards at all. It's perfect.
Okay, great. So I have a mentor. Her name is Adrienne Weiss, and she just recently told me, she said it takes about like 7 years to like really, if you don't have like a strong instinct for story, which I didn't, in all honesty. She said it takes about 7 years to really establish it and really learn it. And I think being in the writer's room helped so much. Like I was really able to, like, because you're with like a group of people and they all know story really well, and I'm there and trying to give my vision and bringing the girls from Skate Kitchen in so that they could be doing their vision, and it was great. So I'm going to show you the first teaser for Betty, which is it's kind of like the derivative of Skate Kitchen. So let me show you this. Which they like, one thing that I think is important is that HBO is like, we want this to feel like the same world as Skate Kitchen. Like we don't want it to feel like it's a different filmmaker making something. Like this is you. We want it to feel like you. So this is my attempt.
Happy birthday! Bro, who's Tyler? Some nerd with one last balloon. Happy birthday, bitch! What are you trying to do today?
Dancing on the road.
What you be filming? Everything.
Dancing on the road. Racing on the road.
Bring it back. What the fuck was that? I just scared him a little bit. We could have gone somewhere less extra.
You know those Bettys, don't you?
Here, you can hold on to me. No, not really.
Okay. Let me get out of here. So that is that's just the teaser, obviously, for the work that we did with HBO. And there's 2 seasons, which you can watch on HBO Max. And I don't know where Skate Kitchen it's around. You can definitely get it on Amazon, and Wolfpack I think right now is on Hulu. I can't remember, but it's around as well. So that's kind of like where that went. And I learned so much by working on that TV show. And I think that, back to what Adrienne Weiss said, because I take this woman's, I take her workshop maybe once or twice a year. She's incredible. And I just learn so much every time. I remember the last time I took the workshop, she said, you're finally learning, like you really are finally having those like strong instincts for story. And for me, because I feel like she's the story god, I felt very very good about that, because there's all these ideas and things that I'm always wanting to do and try and stuff, and I kind of had like an insecurity about it. I have a co-writer that I work with who also went to Tam High. His name is Ben Snyder, and him and I have been writing this film about my father, and we have another project that we're doing with Paramount, and he is like in high school, like he was helping me a story. Like I didn't have those instincts then. And now I feel like now we like have like great conversations, because like I can like rebuttal his story ideas. So I think that there's a lot that like if you really want to do something, because for me, like my natural or abilities, I think, are in like how things work. Like I was really good in auto shop. Like I could totally take a car apart and put it back together, no problem. But like story was very challenging. And I think that like in life, like if you think that you're not good at something, but you want to do it, it's really, that's fine. Just like keep trying and keep going for it. And let me see. Hold on. I feel like I skipped over some. Oh, huge thing. Have fun. Have fun. I forgot about that for so many years, and I burnt myself out. Like, take care of yourself. Have fun. Which brings me to like my most current project, which is called The Black Sea. And my partner, my fiance, Derek, and I made a film that's going to South by Southwest this year, and hopefully it'll be in the Bay Area soon. It just got into another film festival in Seattle. That project was really like, we made the entire film without a script, but it's kind of narrative based. And it was like, it started as an experiment. We're like, oh, let's go to Bulgaria and make this movie. And the process of making that film was like the most freeing, exhilarating process I've ever been through. So I definitely think that, there's room for filmmakers to be creative and, do things in a way that is out of the box. And I'm always trying to find that and trying to like be myself. And also all my work, one thing that me and Derek's my partner, one thing that we really like that's important to us is togetherness, because, I come from a Jewish background. He's a Muslim, and we believe that we can all get along, and that we, can all work together and not put our differences in the way. And so all the work that we're trying to do is about togetherness. Like The Black Sea is literally about him being a Black man in Bulgaria where there's no Black people, and him like finding his way and figuring out, making the best of the situation and what he is encountering. So yeah. I said if I had like a second, I would show this really silly film that I made during the quarantine with my cat who just passed away. And just to show that like, you've seen like the trajectory of my work, but just so you know that like sometimes you just want to make something that's rough and raw and fun. I also make a cameo in this film. So to close this out, I'm going to play this little cute little film that I made. Hold on. I think, oh yeah, here it is. I think this is it. Here we go. R.I.P. R.I.P. Isabel. my dad did the music for me. That's my dad. Okay. I can't believe I showed you guys that. I'm at Low Halloween. But you know, that just shows it. And that goes back to my video art roots when I think Pippilotti Reese would really like that. You guys should Google her. Anyways, that's all I got for you. And trust your gut. Trust your gut. Does anybody have any questions? It's kind of funny, like doing a presentation when you're like, look, I didn't know how to turn myself off. So I was just presenting to myself.
I know Zoom is really difficult to present because no one is interacting with you. So I have to say you did an amazing job because some people are like, are you guys laughing? Are you not laughing? Trust me, we were laughing with you at those points. And I want you to also know, it's so inspiring to see your work. I mean, I've seen it over the years, but to see it all together and your point of view and your vision, it comes across in all of your work. I cannot thank you enough. Some of it is also just like so inspiring because it's so beautiful. Like, I don't know why some of it brought tears to my eyes. I'm like, must be a rainy day in Mill Valley. But like if the Levi one was just stunningly beautiful.
I know it's very emotional, right?
It is.
Like looking back, like, yeah, I mean, but you know, I think that emotion for me is so important. So
yeah. And you can see it and feel it in all of your work. And it just and it's also really interesting to see like the commercial side of things. And then, you know, your more documentary side of things and how you've bridged that so seamlessly and beautifully. So I again, I cannot thank you enough for taking the opportunity to be with us at the Outdoor Art Club. But let me get into some questions for you. Of
course.
The black and white ad for Levi's is still fresh. For young teen film enthusiasts, what is your best suggestion to them? Music, cameras to use, following intuition?
Use your iPhone. The cat film is made with an iPhone because when you're finding your voice, you just got to keep making stuff. And it's, listen, if I showed you all the like terrible films I made in the last like 25 years, it would break your heart. So I think just keep making stuff. Like you can edit on whatever, but like film with your phone. Like there's so much you can do. There's a film called Tangerine that's completely Sean Baker, who made Red Rocket, who made Florida Project. He filmed his film Tangerine completely with an iPhone. So yeah.
So you're just like, get out there, do it. In the next question, in both the Wolfpack and the girls from the Skate Kitchen, you notice and engage people in the community where you live and develop relationships. Are you still connected to those in the film, and how are they doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still like very close with Maquinda and Govinda and Suzanne, their mother from the Wolfpack. Her and I are like, we're friends. And I think that it can be hard to stay in touch. And listen, like there's a film called Subject that you guys should all watch that actually examines documentary subjects, because I think that there is a lot of I think there's a lot that we need to look at when it comes to documentary subjects, because most people don't pay their subjects. For me, I give them like 50% of the earnings that I get from the film, but a lot of doc subjects, get filmed, they don't get paid, and then they're just like, what happened? So there's a movie called Subject that I think examines this a lot, and Maquinda's in it. So it's hard to have your story on a screen, and and then also it's hard to have to get noticed and feel like you're in something, and you don't really have to do anything besides just be yourself to be in something, and then afterwards you're just like thrown out, and then all of a sudden you're having to do auditions or whatever to be in something else. And auditioning is one of like the most horrendous processes like for acting, at least. So but a few of the boys are doing film stuff. Govinda's a camera assistant. Maquinda, he's worked on a lot of sets of mine. And I think that just in general, like the film industry right now is taking it's having like a hard time, especially independent film. I mean, I'm still like trying to raise like another like a little bit to finish our film Black Sea for South by, and it's in a festival like in the main competition. So save independent film, please. We need it. It's how we like are going into the future, or else you're just going to see the same old crap on Netflix that you see every day. So it's important to have go to theaters, see movies, blah blah blah. What's the next question?
Yeah, next question. Well, I'm just going to add to that then. How do people do that? How do people fund it? How do people fund it?
Well, there's all sorts of different ways. In Europe, there's all sorts of different like there's like funds from the government that actually help. In America, they don't have that. So a lot of the times, to have the most creative point of view, there's private equity. So you're just like trying to get money from people. And that is hard these days because we just don't like the streamers things are just changing every day. So, but there's a lot of like new stuff in the works that I know about. And like, I'm a part of a community of filmmakers that are just trying to change things and save independent film. And actually Ted Hope, who is a producer on my next film, he does a talk every year about this at the Mill Valley Film Festival. And I'm very active in like, what is the future of filmmaking for us? Because it's, for me, it's my life. It's like, I will sink every last dollar I make into something. So yeah.
People are wondering, how can we watch these films?
I would just they're on, I know they're on Amazon. It switches around. HBO actually I think HBO Max has Skate Kitchen and definitely has Betty, the full series of Betty. Netflix has the Caitlyn Jenner thing. Sophia is like kind of went through an upset because Showtime got bought by Paramount, and then they like let go of their slate of documentaries that year, so now it doesn't have a home. But we might just put it on the internet. We don't care. We just want people to see it. But we have like some ideas of what we can do with that. So it's all over the place. I would just Google it. Google my name, IMDb. I think that it will show you kind of where the films might be, but you never know, because that's another thing is that as filmmakers, we don't have ownership of our projects. So other people are just like, figuring out where it's going to be, where it's going. And like, we own just like a very, very small percentage of like the back end, rather than like having ownership of like where it's going to go and like actually like getting 50% till forever, which is very unfortunate, and that also needs to change.
Yeah, that's too bad. The next question: love the music with Isobel the cat. How do you pick music to go with the film? It can be so important.
Yes. For me, it's so instinctual. I just like know like that in that film, my dad did part of the music, and then my composer Oscar also did part of the music. And I gotta be honest, Spotify, they have like this Discover Weekly thing that for some reason I like tapped into the right algorithm. I've completely like found so many amazing pieces of beautiful music from Discover Weekly, because it's like kind of smaller groups and like a lot of like world music. The most recent film that I did, my dad scored, The Black Sea, and we had such a good time kind of working on it together. My partner Derek is a musician. He's a rapper, but he also just like has a total knack for music. I think it's like just like an instinctual thing. I honestly like I would love to be like a music supervisor in another lifetime and a casting director. So I don't know. You just like close your eyes, see how it moves you. Like look at the scene. Like how do you want it to feel? Like, gather some songs you like and like throw them in and try them out. Yeah.
Next question: for your projects that have evolved over several years, what challenges do you face in securing funding and recruiting other members of the team to put the film together?
I mean, it's so hard. It's right now, especially, it's hard. You need a producer to have your back, and then you need to like find funding. I mean, I like for me, in the last 6 months, I've been basically just fundraising, and it's really hard. You have to like ask people to be a part of something that might not pay off. But, I think it's really about like who believes in the art, who believes in, like in Europe, like you have these grants and these things that, you have no, sometimes it's free money, sometimes there's no interest or whatever. And you're always just trying to, keep the art going. So eventually, like, listen, I haven't let my financiers down, like it after sometimes it takes years to pay things back, but it works out eventually. And I think that there's, as I said before, there's like some new things in the works that I think that will really help with independent film and cinema. But I don't know, just like don't give up. Like you really can't. you gotta I remember there was a moment where I was like you choose the life of not giving up at all. Like you're like, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
No other.
Yeah. Well, we want you to continue doing this, so please continue. But yeah, that goes for everyone, right? Every, person inspiring to be an artist, like don't give up. Someone's asked, have you faced any challenges or hurdles for being a woman director?
Yes, of course. Every day.
Okay.
Yes. You don't realize it at first, and then you realize it later. So yeah.
Yeah, I could imagine. Do you want to share about any of that, or how you've gotten past it, how you've gotten through it, or
I mean, you recognize it and you notice it, but you can't let it get in the way, because then you'll not be a filmmaker. But the privilege is different.
Yeah. I think that is the end for our questions. Thank you well, I guess there's one more. It says, do you do your own editing?
Oh God, no. I mean, I used to for years. For years I did my own editing, and no. It's too much.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
I mean, I sit in the edit room and micromanage my editor, and they hate me sometimes, but yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Look out for the Black Sea collaboration between me and Derek B. Harden. It's going to be awesome. Thanks, McLean. Thank you to the Outdoor Arts Club. You guys are awesome too. And yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Cool.
I just want to share what's coming up next with the Outdoor Art Club. The next series is our speaker, Judy Roberts. This is taking place live at the Outdoor Art Club, which is amazing because our live events are just fun to meet people, and also just that they're still happening and that they're been opened up again to the public since the pandemic. So again, mark your calendars, Thursday, March 28th. Okay, Thursday, March 28th. Our speaker is Judy Roberts, who is Marin Museum of Contemporary Art. She is the executive director of the museum, and also she's a wealth of knowledge in contemporary art and modern art. It will not disappoint, and we hope to see you there. Again, thank you all so very much for tuning in and spending a little bit of your afternoon with us. We can't do any of this without our community, and we hope to just enrich and to engage for years to come. So thank you again, Crystal. Thank you again, Outdoor Art Club. Thank you.